guys, welcome back to another episode of BrokeRock, and standing here in front of our lovely house. I did finally get some lights added in over here. I was having some creepers and zombies spawn over here. I've had to replace my front door I don't know how many times now, but I finally did get some lights in. That's where the grass, or where you see the leaves, but still haven't prettied up any of the paths, but we will get to that at some point. But right now, I really want to get the enchantment table set up off the top of the little hut where we started out at. So today, I've decided that I want to build a kind of mage tower of sorts, and that's where we are going to put the enchantment set up. And I will also have a place for brewing, even though we do have a setup in the storage area where I set up like a little workstation area, just out of convenience. But just for, look's sake, we're going to put a brewing stand in the tower as well. But anyway, guys, since this is going to be a fairly large build, I just want to jump right into it. So I'm going to go gather up my supplies and we will get right. we're back. And like I said, that took a while to do. And I ended up doing more than what I had intended on doing in the first place. But I think it turned out really well. Especially the part that we're going to see here in a second. I do want to let you know that, which you've probably already seen, that I did finally add a camera account. So I don't know if, as I haven't actually edited this video yet, I don't know if the camera view will be added in yet, because like I said, it's just playing around with it, learning how to use it and the best way to use it and that kind of thing. So you may have seen some of that, you may have not, but be looking forward in the future, because I am going to try to do that a little more going forward, because I think it will be easier for me as far as building goes, because I won't have to record that first person view for time lapses, and just make it easier for me build wise. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, so let's just go over and take a look at what we did with the tower. And like I said, I like the way it turned out. And you can kind of see it there out of the corner. We put it up on the hill, and as a result of where I placed it, it resulted in a lot more than what I had intended to begin with. I started out using, and you'll probably see in the video, that I started out using fence posts along the corners there, and I ended up going back. Excuse me, I gotta get a drink. I didn't like it, the fence posts, and it went around that section up there too, where you see the black stone. I didn't like it, so I ended up changing it out for the black stone walls, and I like it a lot better. I don't know if there will be mobs spawning on the roof, but it's all full blocks. So I ended up running to Birchmart, and that's Old Guy and Judd and Dr. Jan Cyan's shop on the server. Yeah, so I went over there and bought some wool because I didn't have enough. Well, I had wool, I just didn't have the ink, and I'm, of course, naturally forgetting that we can turn coal into black ink. But anyway, that was beside the point. I went and bought some wool, so I carpeted the top of those blocks just in case anything spawned over here. Okay, so this is what I hadn't planned on. Actually, there was two things I hadn't planned on doing with this. And the one I'm not going to show you yet because I am not finished with that part of it. But the tower itself is done, and the outside is done as well. So someone, I don't remember who, kind of gave me the idea I started out thinking, okay, Mage Tower, it needs to have nether wart. So I started placing nether wart just here and there around the tower. And then it kind of evolved into this. I started just sprinkling a little netherrack, a little soil, sand, some of the magma blocks, the nether wart off of the crimson trees, just a little here and there, and then it just evolved and took off from there. So this is what I ended up with, and I really like this lava waterfall. It just looked like a natural thing to do right there, because I think it was Gallivant who made the suggestion of putting a moat around it, a lava moat, and then I thought, well, that area right there just was begging for the lava to flow down it. So that's what I did. And I kind of put a fence of sorts around it just so, because I'll derp and end up in the lava. So this is more for me to keep me from falling in it than anything. Now, I was talking in the last episode how there's some textures in the Chroma Hills pack that I didn't like, and it's this here. I don't like the way the soul sand looks. And the netherrack is kind of funky. I liked it more of the red color, but it's okay. Not my favorite texture. Okay, so let's run up here, and we are going to run in here real quick. And I did a nice little pathway. At first I had this as the path box like I did here. And I'm like, it doesn't really go with that. So I ended up, I started out with doing a blackstone path, and it was just too dark, too much. So I switched it to basalt. And this is another of the textures that I don't care for in Chroma Hills. Now the tops of it, this part here, I really like. It's the sides I didn't care for, but it's okay. And I really love these lanterns. Those lanterns look really cool. So we're going to go in here. And I went back through after I built it mostly out of stone. And then I went back through and added in crack. Or stone bricks, I should say. And went through and added in some cracked stone, some andesite, cobble. I still need to go back through and add in some mossy. I haven't done that yet. But you go in here. And there is a basement. Down here. This was the ground floor, or not ground floor, but the first level floor. But I'm adding more to it, but I'm not going to show. I haven't really decorated this at all, per se, the main floor. That actually only had the ground floor, the basement floor, and the top floor, which we're going to go up here and see. And I ended up adding in additional floors just at the level of the windows, just for the simple fact that this is a one wide, narrow, spinny staircase headed up. And I know old guy would be yelling at me because it doesn't have safety rails on it, but hence that's why I added in the additional floor at different levels, so that if you did fall off, you're not going to be falling all the way down to the bottom floor. So, and here is our mage shop. So I've added in bookcases, a little chest in here to throw stuff in. I may change this out and throw some barrels in here instead of the stairs. That way there's more storage if you need it for anything. I was having some issues. I have all these lights in here. But I had a creeper in here one time. I come up here and it blew out this section here, blew out, as you can see, I haven't replaced those bookcases, but blew out some of the floor and some of the stuff that was in here. So I just popped down some more torches, and I'll have to figure out a better way to light those areas, like maybe put some lanterns on top of the bookcase there, maybe to help with lighting. But I threw an e-chest up here, that way you don't have to run back down so much. There's a chest here for all the lapis and extra books and that kind of thing. But I like the way the enchantment, I was trying to make it so that didn't feel so crowded up here, because I put that in. And this is basically, and it did smell everything, it looks like. This is our XP bank. So I need to go get to mining on some more potatoes. And you can get back in here. I don't know if I'm really going to do anything back in this corner. It's just the way it worked out, putting in the enchantment setup up here. So I like the way it turned out. I really like the ceiling and having this whole furnace type thing set up in here. And then the one piece of crying obby I had, I threw over there just to make something a little pretty up there. So that's our tower. Like I said, I like the way this room. I really like the way this tower turned out. The glass looks amazing in this texture pack as well. So do all the wood, and I really like the way it looks in this texture pack, to be honest. But my thumbnail, you'll probably see the default textures in the thumbnail, because I think I took the picture before. I was playing around with this texture pack, and like I said, sometimes I have it on, sometimes I have it off, and we'll see if I continue to use this one. as far as recording wise goes. Now that I have the camera account, I don't know if I will be able to throw on the texture pack and maybe do a fly around or something with some of the packs on, but we'll see how that goes. Anyway, guys, I think the next episode, I think I want to kind of expand out from the base area. Old guy has been gracious enough to dig out some main tunnels in the nether to hopefully prevent spaghetti networks of tunnels. I'm not quite sure how well that is working, but since he's got main tunnels dug out, I think what I'm gonna go ahead and work on my nether tunnel, because as I said before, where I come out nether side is in a basalt delta and it is open. So that means being shot by gas and magma cubes jumping on your head. And I kind of got tired of magma cubes jumping on my head as I'm going down the tunnel or down the path. So I think we're going to do that in the next episode. Anyway, guys, this is where I am going to leave this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!